So innovation is about culture. Then we understand it's not about the product that we make. It's not about our market. It's about the culture that we shape as leaders. And so basically, when we have this, we look trust as being the great glue for this culture. And so trust is made by two factors based on their basically definition. One is vulnerability, and the second one is the expectations that we shape on one another. And basically, this, we're talking about reciprocity. And reciprocity, the best way to explain how it works is through an example that I want you to think about. Let's say it's a Friday night, and you go out, for a couple of drinks, you drink something, and then you get the car to get back. You cannot drive and drink, and so basically you're stopped by police. And they give you a DUI, they take your, CNH, you take your driving license, and it's 2 a.m. You do not want to wake up anyone at home because everyone's sleeping, but you always remember of that friend. We all have that one friend that we can trust always. And you pick the phone, you call that person, and you're like, please come and pick me up, I need a ride. And the person was already sleeping. They get dressed, they go at your place, they drive you back home, they stop for, like a sandwich and something. And when you're at home, you look at them, and before getting up to your place, you ask a last question. You ask, hey, friend, why did you do all this for me? And I want you to think about the answer, because it's always the same in 100% of cases. It's because I knew you would have done the same for me. And so the truth is that we do our craziest thing, our most innovative things, our most, transformational things, not because someone asks us to do them. Not because someone tells us, starting from today, Shell will be more agile, will be more customer-focused, will be more innovative. It's not about knowledge. It's not about the information that changes behavior. And so if it's not information, why we do these things? It's basically, we do them because of the same two things that teach children to crawl. Because as a last thing, I would like you to think about something. How do you teach a child to crawl? Is it like telling them, oh, you have to put before like one knee and then one arm? And of course not. It's by example? No. It's two things. You have to put the baby with their belly down. Because think about it, at that age, they're super comfortable, belly up. And so if you as a parent do not put them 5, 10, 15 minutes per day, they will never develop these muscles that are necessary for them to crawl. And the same thing within Shell. We all fight against that gravitational force that is the processes, routines, and habits and culture that we inherited from the past that make us look for optimization, efficiency, and, of course, results, but that do make us a little bit more, right, less innovative and less transformational. And so whenever we look at that, we need one with the other to help each other, right, develop these new behaviors, develop these new contexts in which we'll experiment more, we'll test more some of these new behaviors, customer centricity, innovation, tolerance for mistakes, and so on. And the second thing that makes children crawl is, of course, you put some toys around them. But in our case, studies show that it's not the financial incentives that make us really change behavior. So if it's not them, what it is? It's one thing, and it's the most important of all. It's the purpose of why we have to do the hardest thing that it exists, which is changing our behaviors, changing our mindset, changing the way we go about our business. It's understanding why we have to do that. Having the sense of urgency, of understanding that in a world where technology is changing, where end consumer of energy is changing, where our customer is changing, and where the market is eventually changing, if we do not change at the same rate as them, inevitably, for how much effort we make, we run the risk of becoming obsolete. And of course, nobody here in this room wants that to happen. And therefore, I wish you great luck in accelerating this digital and cultural transformation as leaders. And I count on each one of you. Thanks a lot for your attention, and we can open for questions. Thanks again.
Let's do 5 minutes of Q&A.